You actually start on top of him at the very beginning.
I sure do.
Yes. And you can decide.
It's really like this beautiful big skirt, and so anyway.
How hard is that, how difficult is that for you?
It depends on the night.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Ryan.
Wait, depends on the night.
I just meant from a breathing standpoint.
I don't know. What did he say? Okay.
To pull that off.
It's actually not bad. I'm like singing on your back is actually a lot easier than you would think.
Oh God, I can't believe this conversation.
You don't mind, do you?
Dear.
It's great.
And it's good. I mean, it's good because I'm not thinking about
We're gonna make it sound
breathing
less
so much.
serious.
Well, there's so much else going on that I'm not concentrating on
Yeah.
my diaphragm. So.
Oh
Mr.
God.
Sondheim, let me ask you.
I'm concentrating on it.
I believe Rodgers and Hammerstein had this discussion about trying to get love songs into the first act.
They did?
Yeah, I don't know if you're
They did it a lot of times.
working it in there. Something they, I think, called pretend love songs. People will say we're in love. I mean, obviously love happens and it's easier in the second act. I was just curious if any of this, I mean, you start right away with this extremely...
Yeah, but I've always liked that kind of theater. One of the reasons I love Strindberg as a playwright is he doesn't give you a chance to get into it. Curtain goes up and people are at each other's throats. You don't even know who they are. And already they are so upset. And that's my idea. I love that theater, as opposed to the maid comes on and says, yes, Mr. and Mrs. Smith are out for dinner tonight, and yes, they'll be home later. Oh, here they are now. You don't get a chance to get introduced. And you don't get it. And so this is what happens right here, right in the middle of it. I really wanted, I guess I can use the word, I really wanted to open the show with an orgasmic scream and close it with an orgasmic scream when the other lady, and so, and it didn't quite work out because I needed the coda at the end with I won't tell the audience if they don't know what happens after that. But I wanted again I love to take an audience by the throat right when the curtain goes up, which is like an Into the Woods, Once Upon a Time, and there's this wild crash. You hear Once Upon a Time, you think, now I'm going to get the story, but you get to the word time, and the orchestra comes in, and wakes people up. It takes a while when people have come from real life and having drinks and maybe eating or something like that to get them into a show. And if you give them too much time, there's a loginess. So if you can grab them right away, that's what. So I thought it'd be really good to start the piece that way.
Well, we're grabbed, and you guys are grabbed right from the beginning as well. You had talked about getting back to your Italian roots with this role, Melissa. Tell us about that.
Oh, what should I say about that?
Okay.
I'm Italian. Hey. I just love the play. It's not just about being Italian. It's the whole thing. But
does that affect you at all?
Well, in my house, all the emotions are big.
Well, that it does.
I mean, all the emotions are big. There's a lot of, I just was brought up to want a lot, and to want a lot out of every day, and so it's it does feel nice to be in an environment where I can just be myself in some ways, or just feel all those anyway, to work with you. I mean,
well, but what's interesting about that
everything.
is that you play the coolest of the three principal characters. I mean,
I do.
Or the cooler of the two women, I should say.
I guess
which
so.
Is in a way.
Well,
ironic.
she knows that it can't be. I think Clara has an awareness that there is an emptiness in Clara. She's not an unhappy person. I mean, my dress is beautiful. My life is probably absolutely beautiful in some ways, but the husband isn't. It's just Giorgio she's a mother, and there's a fantasy and a hole in her life in some ways that. She can fulfill, but I think she knows that it's not possible.
Well, in Italy
and so
in the
in that way
19th
there's-
century, it was, everything was very proper. I mean,
Yeah, and it's pretty daring of her as it is, correct?
Yes, it's Victorian, for lack of a better word.
So she's a little outrageous in that way, yeah. But she doesn't throw everything aside, and she does have a child and all the other responsibilities. So she can't live completely by her instincts, her primitive side, her passion.
Could you both talk briefly, to pretend he's not here, about the challenges of Sondheim's music? The word is key signatures and that sort of thing are often difficult and a challenge. Is it a challenge for you?
Yeah, it is. But it's, what I loved about this rehearsal process was there was repetition, repetition, repetition. And it's just through repetition that it just sort of sinks into your body, and then you get it. You look at the page and you go, oh my Lord, I don't know if I'm going to get that. And then you just do it, and then it sort of just ends up making sense. You know what I mean?
I mean, we've been known to have these love scenes where I'm tapping on his back at the same time.
Yeah, there
just to make
are
sure.
challenges, interesting challenges with this show, because we don't actually see Rob, so we don't have someone, or we don't have a monitor, so we really have to know it here and in here.
Also, there are not a lot of what they call vamps. There are not a lot of heavy rhythmic accompaniments, so you can count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's very, again, rhapsodic. So
Yeah,
it makes it
yeah.
very difficult for them.
If I may, there's one thing about your music which is so sorrowful. If you actually get the entrances where they're written, your heart breaks for a second. You go, oh my God! And of course, you sat down and chose those placements. So you really have to count so carefully, and they hit you so hard when you learn them right.
And Rob, is it the same for you as well?